Hello students, welcome you all back to my channel Khan's Commerce Tutorial. I'm Hasham Khan here. So presently we are discussing the subject Business Statistics 2. In this subject already I have given the videos on different topics like regression analysis, theoretical distribution, binomial, Poisson, normal, probability, permutation, combination. All these topics we have covered in this unit, in this in this subject of business statistics. Now I am taking up a new topic in this subject called index numbers. So this video is entirely on the theoretical aspect of these index numbers. I'm going to explain you the meaning of the term index numbers and what are the uses or importance of index numbers. What are the practical problems faced while calculating index numbers? What are the limitations of index numbers? What are the types of index numbers? What are the methods of calculating index numbers? So don't skip in between, watch the video till the end, then only you can be able to understand the topic properly, and also you don't find any difficulty in solving the problems. So apart from this, I have already uploaded a number of videos on different subjects like advanced accounting, business statistics 1, financial management, investment management, corporate accounting. Go to the playlist and select the subject you want and watch the video. For your benefit only, I am providing all these videos which will be helpful in increasing your knowledge. So if you think that this video is worth, then please give a like, subscribe my channel, share it in your friends so that more and more students can be benefited from these videos. Come on, now I'll start the topic of index numbers. The topic is index numbers. The meaning of the term index numbers. Index simply means an indicator. And index numbers are the devices which shows the changes in some variable or group of variable in some phenomenon. So this index numbers is a statistical technique which is used to show the changes in a group of variables from one period of time to another period of time. Simple example I'll give you: Bombay Stock Exchange Index, Sensex. Everybody knows BSE Sensex, Bombay Stock Exchange Sensitivity Index. It is the full form of Sensex. So this Sensex will show how the prices of stock prices are changing in the Bombay Stock Exchange. So by seeing the Sensex, we can say the prices are moving upward or downward or staying constant. So this Sensex is the best example of index numbers. Apart from that, the wholesale price index, WPI, this wholesale price index shows the changes in the general price level from one period of time to another period of time, so that we can be able to say what is the growth rate and what is the economic development taking place, the price level is increasing or decreasing. Apart from that, we can calculate the index number for any phenomena like production, profit, consumption, exports, imports. For any quantitative data, if you want to compare from one period of time to another period of time, we can use index number. So these are the statistical devices to study the changes in a particular phenomena over a period of time. Then definition of index numbers. Different authors and different experts have given different definition to the term index numbers. But the common point among all these things, all these definitions are the index numbers will show the changes in a given phenomena from one period of time to another period of time. How the variables have changed. To find out that, we calculate index numbers. Now, importance or uses of index numbers. Index numbers are extensively used wherever we have quantitative data for a period of time. That's why index numbers will be widely used by government, by business management, by economists. So wherever we have quantitative data and we want to compare it, we use the index numbers. So broadly we can say these points will explain you the uses or importance of index number. First one, economic barometer. Index numbers are just treated as a barometer. Actually, barometer is an instrument which measures the atmospheric pressure like that. So just like thermometer is a measure to measure the temperature of the body. Similarly, this index number can be treated as the barometer of the economy. By calculating index number, we can say the economy is growing or not. The different sectors of the economy, like we have the different sectors like imports, exports, production, consumption, all these things, how they are changing from one point of time to another point of time. So that's why these index numbers are called economic barometers, because we can use in economic analysis. Then study of trend. Normally the index number will be calculated to find out the trend of a particular phenomena, whether it is showing an increasing trend or declining trend. Just we can say the price level. The price level is continuously increasing. So we can say there is increasing trend in the price level. By calculating index number, we can be able to find out the trend. Next one, policy formulation. In any organization, the management will make the planning. For planning and policy formulation, index numbers are widely used. It will be helpful to the decision maker, to the management. So while making policy, these index numbers are widely used. Deflation. Index number will be deflated in order to find out the real worth or real income. For example, the employee's income. In order to give dearness allowance, in order to give the dearness allowance, we calculate index number. By deflating the index number, we can be able to find out the real income. We can find out the real income of the employees. Then comes forecasting. Management's main function is planning, and planning requires forecasting, looking ahead, deciding in advance. So by calculating index number, we can be able to predict about the future. Then measurement of purchasing power. Most importantly, we will find out the purchasing power of money. The value of money will change from one point of time to another point of time. So in order to find out the purchasing power, again index numbers are used. So these points will explain you that index numbers are extensively used wherever there is quantitative data available at different point of time. Then problems in construction of index numbers. Index numbers, while calculating index number, a number of hurdles or obstacles will come. So to overcome, we have to overcome those obstacles, then only we can be able to get the benefit of index number. What are the obstacles? What are the problems while constructing the index numbers? First is purpose of an index. Before calculating the index, we must know for what purpose we require index number. There is no general purpose index number. Every index number will be constructed for a particular purpose. So without understanding the purpose, we should not go and calculate the index number. Otherwise, it's just a wastage of time. We will not get any fruitful result out of this activity of making the index numbers. So before calculating index number, we should be clear in mind regarding what the purpose we are calculating the index number. Secondly, selection of base period. Base period means the time period with which we are going to compare the phenomena. The base period is that time period. It should be correctly selected. It should not be very distant, far away. For example, we want to calculate the index number for the current year with 20 years back. We want to take the base year 20 years back. It is not at all fruitful, because the conditions 20 years back are entirely different from the present conditions. So we have to carefully select the base period so that our conclusion will be very much fruitful. We can be able to get the valid conclusion. That is regarding the selection of base period. Constituents of an index number. For calculating index number, we have to select some items. So those items should be carefully selected, because those items should reflect the changes. For example, in the case of Bombay Stock Exchange Sensex, in case of Sensex, we select the topmost companies which are trading in Bombay Stock Exchange. In Bombay Stock Exchange, lakhs of companies, thousands and lakhs of companies are listed in Bombay Stock. But all the company stocks will not be considered for calculating the Sensex. For calculating the Sensex, only 30 companies, that topmost companies will be selected. So it should be clear in mind what are the constituents that should be taken for calculating index number. Similarly, wholesale price index. While calculating wholesale price index, we will not take the price of all the commodities. Only a sample we will take, and that sample should be representative of the whole. That makes a problem. Then next one is price quotations. Now which price we should take, because prices will not be same. The prices will change from market to market. Apart from that, the price may be wholesale price or retail prices. So there are a lot of differences between the prices. So before calculating the index number, we should be clear in mind regarding which price we are going to take. Next one is method of calculating index number. See, there are many methods of calculating index number. For example, we have to take the average. In the case of average, we have mean, median, mode, geometric mean, harmonic mean. So many averages are there. Normally, median and mode we will not take. We'll calculate most appropriate mean. Average is geometric mean. But for the purpose of simplicity, we normally use arithmetic mean also. So apart from these methods, we have weighted average method. So weighted price method, so many different methods are there. So we have to select that method which will be suitable for our purpose. So these are some of the problems faced while constructing the index number. So before calculating the index number, we should keep in mind the problems which we are going to face. Now, limitations of index number. In spite of so many advantages, in spite that this index numbers are widely, extensively used by government, by business organization, wherever quantitative data is there, we calculate index number to find out the trend, to find out the changes. But this index number will also suffer from some limitations. The limitations are approximate representation. Whatever index number we are calculating, that is only appropriate, not exact or precise. Because we are not going to take all the items, we are taking only a sample items. Only sample items we are taking. So that's why the index number will not show the complete change of the phenomena. It will only show a sample of the phenomena. So we cannot say that index numbers are 100% precise or 100% perfect. No, it is dependent on some sample. The next one, likelihood of error. While calculating this index number, there is a chance, there is likelihood of committing the error. Error regarding selecting the base period, error regarding the items to be selected, error regarding the prices to be taken while calculating index number. So there is a chance that error may creep in while calculating index number. Third limitation, not responsive. When we calculate index number, by the time that there will be a lot of changes in the economy, because nowadays the economy is very dynamic. The conditions, the environment is completely dynamic. Even when we calculate index number and we want to take the decision on the basis of index number, by the time the situation may change. Due to changes in technology, due to changes in the government laws, due to the changes in the demand, supply. So all these environmental factors are continuously changing. In such a changing atmosphere or environment, it will be difficult to calculate and apply the index number while taking decision. There is no universal acceptable formula. See, for calculating index number, different authors and experts have given different formulas, methods of calculating index numbers. So there is no universal formula which can be applied throughout the world in every situation. No, it will change. And every formula will have its own advantages and limitations. So for our purpose, we have to see which is more suitable formula. That formula only we will apply. Next one is scope for manipulation. So while calculating index number, the person who is calculating index number should be knowledgeable, should not calculate index number for his own selfish motive. So that's why there is scope of manipulation while calculating index number also. For ulterior motive, the person may calculate a different picture of calculating index number. For example, a person wants to show the real picture of the business organization. In order to show the real picture, he has manipulated the quantitative data. So there is a possibility that index number may not be true. So these are some of the limitations of index numbers. So these things will be asked in examination theory question regarding what is the meaning of the term index number, what is the importance or uses of index number, what are the problems faced in constructing the index number, and what are the limitations. So just if you remember the side heading, highlights, then definitely you can elaborate in your own words. Now, types of index numbers. Broadly, we divide the index number into three types, that is price index numbers, quantity index numbers, and value index numbers. The first one is price index numbers. The most commonly used index number is price index number. The price index number shows the changes in the price from one point of time to another point of time. What are the changes in the prices? So we have two periods, base period and current period. We want to compare what are the changes that took place in prices from base period to current period. So that is called price index number, and most commonly used index is price. Second comes quantity index number. We want to find out what is the change in quantity from one period of time to another period of time. Normally this will be applied in industrial production. In quantity, we want to find out what is the change in quantity from one point of time to another point of time. This will be less commonly used. Now, very rarely used index number is value index number. Value is the product of quantity and price. When we multiply quantity into price, we'll get the value. So value index will show the change in the value from one period to another period of time. So these are the three types of index numbers. Now, methods of constructing the index numbers. What are the different methods of calculating index number? Broadly, we have unweighted index numbers and weighted index number. It's very clear. Unweighted index number is that index number where we will not assign any weight to the items included in calculating index number. इंडेक्स नंबर को जो कैलकुलेट करने के लिए जो आइटम्स को कंसीडर करेंगे वो आइटम्स को वेट्स असाइन नहीं करेंगे. दैट मींस वी अज्यूम दैट ऑल द आइटम्स आर इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट. All the items are equally important. So in that case we apply unweighted index number. Weighted index number where we assign the weights to the item according to its importance. जिसका इंपॉर्टेंस ज्यादा रहेगा उसको ज्यादा वेट देंगे, जिसका इंपॉर्टेंस कम रहेगा उसको कम वेट देंगे. Like the different weights we attach to different items included in calculating index number, that is called weighted. So first we discuss unweighted index number. Again, unweighted index number are divided into two categories. Two methods are there for calculating unweighted. First method is simple aggregative method, and second is simple average of price relative method. Simple average of price relative. First we'll discuss simple aggregative method. This is the most easiest method of calculating the index number. The formula for calculating is PO1. This PO1 stands for price index of current year compared to base year. 0 stands for base year and 1 stands for current year. So PO1 means price index of current year compared to base year is equal to summation P1 divided by summation PO into 100. P1 stands for current year prices. P1 stands for current year price and PO stands for base year price. These terms you have to remember throughout the chapter. In all the problems, whenever P1 comes, it means current year price. When PO comes, it means base year price, right? So here in simple aggregative method, we take the total. For example, the base year prices PO and P1 are the current year prices. The prices are given 5, 10, 12, 14, 18. The current year prices are, let it be 8, 12, 18, 20, 24. So we are given the prices of base year and price of current year. We take the total summation PO is equal to, similarly summation P1 is equal to. We'll take the total of prices of base year and total of prices of current year. Now we substitute in this formula summation P1 divided by summation PO into 100. This will be called the price index according to simple aggregative method. So sub easiest method of calculating index number is this one only, simple aggregative. Now after completing the theory video, we'll start the problems with this type of problems only. Next, second method of unweighted index numbers. Unweighted index number में second method है simple average of price relative method. Simple average of price relative method. The formula for simple average of price relative method is PO1 stands for price of current year compared to base year is equal to summation P1 by PO into 100 divided by L. Or in other words, summation P1 by PO into 100 will be denoted as summation capital P. This is a small p and this is the capital P. So before calculating the price index, we have to calculate price relative. Price relative means percentage of current year price over base year price for every item. For every item, we have to calculate the price relative. So we can say like this, capital P is equal to small p1 divided by PO into 100 for every item. For every item, we have to calculate P1 by PO into 100. This will be called capital P. Now we take the total summation capital P. Capital P stands for price relative. Capital P, price relative. And how to calculate capital P? For every item, P1 by PO into 100. Right? So this is the formula for calculating price index according to simple average of price relative. The above formula is used for calculating index number from arithmetic mean. Two types of means are used, arithmetic mean and geometric mean. Apart from that, median or mode will not be used. So if it is asking you in the problem to take arithmetic mean, this formula. Suppose in some problems it will ask you to take from geometric mean. Then in that case what we have to calculate, if index number is to be calculated from geometric mean, then the formula will be PO1, price index of current year compared to base year is equal to AL. AL stands for anti-logarithm. Anti-logarithm of summation log P. So first of all you have to calculate P values, capital P, that is price relative. अब वो प्राइस रिलेटिव जो मालूम करेंगे उसका लॉगरिथम वैल्यू मालूम करेंगे log P. Then take the total of log P, summation log P divided by N. So anti-log of summation log P by N. So this formula will be applied where it is asking you to calculate price index based on geometric mean. And this is the formula based on arithmetic mean. So we have completed the discussion up to unweighted index numbers. Unweighted index number we have completed. So far we have done the meaning of the term index, importance, practical problems, limitations, types and methods. Under the method we have discussed up to unweighted. Come on students, we'll continue our discussion on index numbers. So we have discussed the unweighted methods of calculating index numbers. Broadly we divide the methods of calculating into two categories, unweighted and weighted. So unweighted methods are again classified into two categories, simple aggregative method and simple average of price relative method. So we have already seen what are the formulas for calculating index number according to simple aggregative method and simple average of price relative method based on arithmetic mean and geometric mean. Now the second method is weighted index numbers. Now I am going to discuss about the weighted index numbers. When all the items included in calculating index number are not of equal importance, some items are more important, some items are less important. For example, the expenditure incurred by a family on different items like food, entertainment, education and electricity bill, clothing will not be equal. Some items are more important, some items are less important. In that case, it is not fair to give equal importance to all the items. So weighted index number will be applied whenever different weights are allotted to different items included in the index. So weighted index numbers are classified into weighted aggregative index and weighted average of price relatives. Weighted average of price relatives. First we'll discuss about weighted aggregative index numbers. The weighted aggregative index numbers are very much similar to simple aggregative method. Previous we have seen simple aggregative method. In simple aggregative method, we have taken the total of current year prices divided by total of base year prices into 100 without considering the weights. But here we consider the weights. The weights are the quantities. The weights are the quantities. So we take the product of quantity and price. Quantity and price. So the following are some of the methods in this category. अब ये weighted aggregative index numbers में a number of formulas are there. Different authors, experts have given different formulas for calculating weighted aggregative index number. Right? The first one is Laspier's method. This Laspier's method has given the weight to the quantity of base year. Concentrate now. To the quantity of base year. So we will assign, we will give the, symbols, 4 symbols we'll assign. P1 is equal to price of current year. PO is equal to price of base year. Similarly, Q1 is equal to quantity of current year. Similarly, QO is the quantity of base year. So we are given the price and quantity of current year and price and quantity of the base year. Base year will be denoted by O, 0, and current year will be represented by 1. So when it is given P1 price of current year, PO price of base year, Q1 quantity of current year, QO quantity of base year. So in Laspier's formula, he has taken the quantity of the base year. Base year quantity is QO. So what is the formula of PO1? Price index of current year compared to base year. Price index of current year compared to base year is equal to, first of all, what you should write is summation P1 by PO. Summation P1 by PO is the price index of current year. Price index of current year compared to base year. तो पहले P1 by PO ले लेंगे, उसके साथ मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे QO यानी न्यूमरेटर एंड डिनोमिनेटर में QO stands for quantity of base year. तो Laspier method क्या कर रहा है? Quantity of base year should be taken in the numerator and denominator. Numerator QO, denominator QO. तो इसको किससे मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे? P1 by PO. P1 by PO is the price index of current year compared to base year. Price index of current year compared to base year. तो P1 by PO को मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे QO into 100. The formula summation P1 QO divided by summation PO QO into 100. This is the formula for price index according to Laspier's method. A Paste's method. और एक आदमी है expert है Paste. He has given his own formula for calculating price index, but he has taken the quantity of the current year, not of the base year. Laspier's base year quantity लिया था और Paste's quantities of current year. Current year quantity is denoted by Q1. Current year quantity is denoted by Q1. So here also PO1. Price index of current year compared to base year is equal to, first of all you should write on P1 by PO. Summation P1 divided by summation PO. यहां पर भी लेंगे, यहां पर भी लेंगे. अब इसको क्वांटिटी को जब मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो Q1 by Q1. Numerator is multiplied by Q1, denominator is also multiplied by Q1. Laspier में QO था. ये base year quantity था और ये current year का quantity है. That's it. So simply if you apply the logic, then easily you can remember the formula. First we should take P1 by PO into QO लेंगे तो Laspier आ जाएगा, into Q1 by Q1 ले लेंगे तो Paste's आ जाएगा. अब Marshall Edgeworth method और एक formula है Marshall Edgeworth method. अब इसमें PO1 is equal to विल टेक द लास्ट ईयर एंड पास्ट ईयर्स, दोनों को कंबाइन करके ऐड कर देंगे. अब ये फॉर्मूला P1QO, दिस P1QO इज द फॉर्मूला फॉर लास्ट ईयर. फिर ये भी न्यूमरेटर P1Q1 प्लस P1Q1, बीच में प्लस कर देंगे. उसी तरह डिनोमिनेटर को भी ऐड कर देंगे, POQO प्लस POQ1. Simply we are adding the numerator and adding the denominator of last year as well as past years. Last year का numerator P1QO और past years का numerator P1Q1, तो दोनों को ऐड करें P1QO प्लस P1Q1. डिनोमिनेटर भी दोनों को ऐड करेंगे POQO प्लस POQ1, POQO प्लस POQ1 into 100. This is the formula for Marshall-Edgeworth. Now Dorbish-Bowley price index. Dorbish-Bowley price index has taken the simple average. So 1 by 2 into P1QO divided by POQO. This is the formula for last year. Plus P1Q1 divided by POQ1. This is the formula for past years. तो last year और past years दोनों को add up करके इसका half कर देगा. कौन? Dorbish and Bowley. The most important formula, most commonly applied formula, which is widely used for calculating index number is Fisher's ideal index number. The Fisher's ideal index number is the geometric mean of last year and past years. Geometric mean of last year and past years. So how to calculate? We'll take the formula for last year. So last year का formula P1 by PO into QO. यही लेंगे P1 by PO into QO. ये last year हो गया. अब इसको मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे past years. Past years का क्या है? P1Q1 divided by POQ1. P1Q1 divided by POQ. The only thing is you have to remember quantity. यहां पर जो quantity है ये base year का quantity है और यहां पर quantity current year का quantity. Base year का quantity last year लिया और current year का quantity past years लिया. तो दोनों last year और past years को multiply करके under root कर देंगे तो we'll get Fisher's ideal index. One more method is the Kelly's price index. Kelly's price index. So PO1 is equal to summation P1 divided by summation PO into QQ into 100, where Q is equal to fixed quantity weights. अब Kelly ये कर रहा है, we are not concerned with base year quantity or current year quantity. Take a fixed quantity. Forget about the quantity of base year और current year. जैसा कि last year base year का quantity लिया और past year current year का quantity. So why there is deliberation? Why there is differences of quantities? Kelly says only one quantity, fixed quantity will take Q by Q. That's all. So these are the 6 formulas. These 6 formulas are weighted aggregative index numbers. Now second one is weighted average of relative method. Weighted average of relative method. These methods are very much similar to simple average of price relative method. Earlier we have discussed in unweighted methods. Unweighted methods में देखे थे simple average of price relative. तो वो simple को निकालकर weighted average of price relative method है. तो यहाँ पर क्या करेंगे? पहले price relative मालूम करेंगे. Price relative formula already we have discussed. P is equal to capital P is equal to P1 by PO into 100 for every item. For every item we calculate price relative. अब ये price relative मालूम करने के बाद उसको multiply weight से करेंगे. We multiply it with weight to get weighted average of price relative method. So weights are assigned to price relative. Such weights may be arithmetic mean or geometric mean. अब weight जो लेंगे या तो arithmetic mean या geometric mean. Case 1, if arithmetic mean is used, PO1 is equal to summation P into V. P stands for price relative, this one. Capital P stands for price relatives and V stands for weight. The weights, it can be POQ1 or P1QO or P1Q1. Any one of the weight we can take as V. We have to apply all these things in the coming problems. Next, case 2. If geometric mean is used, PO1 is equal to arithmetic anti-logarithm. Anti-logarithm into is summation V log P. तो पहले P price relative मालूम करेंगे, उसका logarithm मालूम करेंगे. अगर geometric mean से मालूम करें. If the average is taken from geometric mean, first we calculate capital P, price relative for each item. Then we calculate log P. Logarithm we refer and calculate log P. Multiply V into log P. V into log P. Take the total. Divide by summation V. Then anti-logarithm will get price index of current year compared to base year. Now quantity. So far we have completed the formulas on price index. There are three types of index: price index, quantity index and value index. लेकिन सब में ज्यादा यूज होने वाला प्राइस इंडेक्स ही है. Very rarely, only for few items we calculate quantity index. Just like industrial production. जहाँ प्रोडक्शन क्वांटिटी में है वहां पर क्वांटिटी इंडेक्स मालूम करेंगे. The formulas for quantity index are very much similar to price index. Price index के जो formulas थे, same formula will be applied in quantity index. The only thing is we take the weight as prices and quantity as the main phenomena. पहले क्या था? Price main phenomena था, quantity weight था. Here, price index. In price index, the main phenomena is price and the weights are the quantity. यहाँ पर उल्टा है. Main phenomena is quantity and the weights are the price. तो simply interchange कर देना. जहाँ P था वहां पर Q ले लेंगे और जहां पर Q था वहां पर P लेंगे. Interchange. Simply formula को interchange करना. तो simple average of quantity relative. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल क्वांटिटी इंडेक्स नंबर्स में सिंपल एग्रीगेटिव मेथड. पहला फर्स्ट फॉर्मूला सिंपल एग्रीगेटिव मेथड. तो एग्रीगेट का मतलब टोटल. तो वी टेक QO1 क्वांटिटी इंडेक्स ऑफ करंट ईयर कंपेयर्ड टू बेस ईयर. QO1 स्टैंड्स फॉर क्वांटिटी इंडेक्स ऑफ करंट ईयर कंपेयर्ड टू बेस ईयर इज इक्वल टू समेशन Q1 डिवाइड बाय समेशन QO इनटू 100. जैसा प्राइस इंडेक्स में क्या फॉर्मूला था? PO1 इज इक्वल टू, हियर इटसेल्फ आई विल शो इट, PO1 is equal to summation P1 by summation PO into 100. So PO1 is equal to summation P1 by summation PO into 100. अब QO1 मालूम करना है तो summation Q1 by summation QO into 100. That's it. So easily we can convert. P की जगह पे Q ले लेंगे तो quantity index आ गया. अब simple average of quantity relative. अब price relative जैसा मालूम करे थे here. Price relative P is equal to P1 by PO into 100 for every item. Similarly, we have to calculate quantity relative. Price relative के बजाय quantity relative. Q is equal to small q1 divided by QO into 100. These are called quantity relative. Now, using arithmetic mean Q1 is equal to summation Q by N into 100. Geometric mean QO1 is equal to anti-log of summation log Q by N. तो ओनली द थिंग वी आर चेंजिंग इज P की जगह पर Q लेकर आए क्वांटिटी इंडेक्स. तो लास्पियर, पास्चेस, मार्शल एजवर्थ, फिशर, स्केलीज, ये पूरे फॉर्मूले में सेम फॉर्मूला वी आर यूजिंग, बट वेयरएवर देयर इज P वी सब्स्टिट्यूट फॉर Q एंड वेयरएवर देयर इज Q वी सब्स्टिट्यूट द P. जैसा कि लास्पियर का फॉर्मूला है. हियर यू कैन सी लास्पियर फॉर्मूला समेशन P1 by PO. तो आई एम टेकिंग समेशन Q1 by Q. पहले P1 by PO था, अब Q1 by Q. और यहां पर QO था, अब यहां पर PO. तो सिर्फ P की जगह पे Q की जगह पर P सब्स्टिट्यूट कर देंगे तो क्वांटिटी इंडेक्स आ जाएगा. सेम फॉर्मूलास. देन वैल्यू इंडेक्स VO1 is equal to summation P1 Q1 divided by PO QO into 100. So we have completed the methods of calculating. Still many more methods are there. Changing of base, fixed base period to chain base period, and splicing, deflating. So many more topics are there. In the next video we'll cover up. So I have explained you the meaning of the term index number, what is the importance and uses of index number, then practical problems faced in constructing the index number, limitation of index number, types and methods we have discussed. First of all, whatever we have discussed so far, the methods, these methods we apply in the practical problem. We'll solve some 20 problems on this one, then we'll discuss about the other topics of this index number. So hope you have watched my complete video on this index numbers, and if you like, if you are satisfied with my lecture, please give a like and subscribe my channel, share it among your friends so that more and more students, I want that more students should be benefited from my lectures. So inshallah we'll continue this in the next video on problems of index numbers.